Christine Pitawanich with your weekly recap, where we catch you up on some of the biggest stories of the week. We start in the Columbia River Gorge, where a wildfire has sparked along I-84, prompting evacuations. Plus, as protests against U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, continue across the country, some local protesters had confrontations outside the agency's South Portland building. And the headquarters for a popular Oregon-based coffee chain is on the move out of state. Why the company is making the call. But we begin with the Rowena fire burning on the Oregon side of the Columbia River Gorge between Mosier and the Dalles. As of this recording on Friday, the fire has grown to more than 3,800 acres, according to NCWeb. That's a government database that tracks wildfires. So far, it has burned at least 20 homes. For the latest information on evacuation orders, check the Wasco County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Here's a better look at where the fire is located. It started just a few miles east of Mosier. Strong winds spread the flames along I-84 toward the Dalles. I-84 is now back open through the area, though drivers are encouraged to slow down. Crews are also dealing with really difficult windy conditions as they continue to fight the flames. Our Alma McCarty spoke with people living in that area.
Behind the wheel, witnesses see the destruction of the Rowena fire.
Oh, man.
Passing by, homes completely engulfed in flames. A day later, drivers still in shock and awe.
Especially when you hear of homes going up. I heard of people who finally retire and they've lost everything, even their animals, their dogs, and it just hits home a little bit more.
Matt Cooper saw the billowing smoke from the more than 3,500 acre fire from I-84.
Every year this area gets a fire in here and they're normally on it pretty quick, but this one really caught me off guard.
Thursday night, officials blocked a section of Highway 30, only allowing residents back in to pick up crucial supplies like medication or pets.
It's awful. It's really sad. It's really devastating, honestly.
Just a day prior, Zachary Krappel drove through this wall of smoke on Highway 30.
I can't see. I can't see. Reverse. Hold on. We're good.
It was pretty gnarly. I mean, the heat from the flames and just seeing all the guardrails burning.
Once safe in the Dalles, not far from the middle school used as a Red Cross shelter, he shared these pictures with his partner, Sarah Richelderfer.
The flames, it totally wiped out a lot of houses in there. So it's just like the metal skirting is just there. I mean, you can see my fence is burnt down. You can see in my yard that the firemen dug a fire line and saved the house.
As fire crews work into the night, this community hopes for a swift end to an already devastating Rowena fire.
Just what I seen, it's tragic, that's for sure.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Heartbreaking. Meanwhile, another fire that sparked Wednesday evening in neighboring Sherman County has grown to over 9,000 acres as of this recording. It is 5% contained. This is video of the Ferry fire from the sheriff's office. It's burning in a rural area near Cottonwood Canyon State Park along the John Day River and the Gillum County line. For the latest information on evacuation orders, you can check the Facebook pages for the Sherwood or Gillum County Sheriff's offices. And a heads up, starting Friday the 13th, recreational burning will be banned in Vancouver for the season. That means no campfires, no fire pits, and no outdoor fireplaces, though gas and charcoal are still okay. The Vancouver Fire Marshal said the ban is based on the wildfire risk, including weather conditions and dry vegetation. The ban will remain in place throughout the summer and fall or until conditions improve. People who violate this recreational ban could get cited and receive a $500 fine. Meanwhile, we are learning more about more ICE arrests in the Portland metro area. ICE agents apparently detained 2 people connected to a vineyard management company near their homes in Newburgh. One was detained Thursday, the other last Friday. Yamhill County Commissioner Bubba King tells us many in the community are simply scared.
I just went and helped one of those other guys' coworkers, who's been afraid to go home since Friday, and helped find him a house to go stay in for at least a few days until he feels more comfortable. He's been sleeping in his car since Friday.
King says he's worried not just about the emotional toll on the community, but eventually the economic impact. He says many immigrants work in the wine production and agricultural industries. We're trying to learn more about the 2 people detained and where their cases stand now. In Portland, protests continue at the ICE facility near the South Waterfront. On Wednesday, Portland police say officers saw federal law enforcement deploy munitions, that's the word it's using, as vehicles exited the facility. That was less than 24 hours after agents pushed protesters back. It's unclear what agency that law enforcement was affiliated with. John Adams has the story.
On late Tuesday night, video obtained by KGW shows agents firing what appears to be pepper balls at a crowd outside of an ICE facility in southwest Portland.
Where's the professionalism? Where's the human decency?
The protesters have been here for the last few days, voicing their opposition to recent federal immigration raids and deportations. But the situation escalated during the evening hours on Tuesday, leading to the confrontation.
They were shooting the heck out of everybody very indiscriminately with pepper balls. In fact, there was even just a guy, driving home for the night who got lit up in his truck with it.
Agents can be seen pushing the crowds away from the facility with the help of an armored vehicle.
I literally got hit with flak from just being on the outskirts. I was nowhere near the initial situation, and it was like, wow. It was like, wow, how can you be that careless and that heartless?
This man says the situation started after protesters used debris to block the driveway into the facility.
I seen the Mesa woman standing on this wall right here. The cop literally stand from the angle and just shot her in the face with mace.
A Portland police spokesperson did say they responded to the area after midnight to de-escalate the crowd, but did not use force and made no arrests. By Wednesday morning, only around a dozen protesters remained, but they told us they anticipate to grow once again as the day goes on.
They're absolutely not following the law, it's just absolutely immoral, everything that they're doing. We're still continuing to show up, and I anticipate there's going to be more people tonight, too.
John Adams, KGW News.
The driver accused of trying to take out a motorcyclist on Highway 26 has apparently now ditched his GPS anklet and made a run for it. That's according to court documents. You may remember this video from May 5th near Cedar Hills Boulevard. The motorcyclist survived and suffered minor injuries. Court documents say Samir Helio Pizzoto Filho, who is charged with attempted murder, removed his GPS monitor, and on Monday, the person responsible for him under court order found it sitting on the couch. A warrant is now out for Pizzoto Filho's arrest. A federal judge says Oregon created a crisis by underinvesting in mental health. Now the state is in contempt of court, forced to make changes. The Oregon Health Authority must now pay fines whenever someone waits longer than a week in jail before admission to the state hospital. That fine, $500 per person per day. The judge says the contempt ruling follows years of Oregon's failure to fix constitutional violations. Mental health leaders believe the order will kickstart Oregon into action, but maybe not the comprehensive action the state needs.
Fear is that every dollar now that goes to fines and every dollar the state invests in mental health will go exclusively to serving people entangled in the criminal justice system, and nothing will go to keeping people away from that system.
You just heard from the executive director of NAMI Oregon, who is spearheading 2 bills that are advancing in the Oregon legislature. One would lower the state's criteria for civil commitment, enabling more people with severe symptoms to get treatment before committing a crime. You can watch the full story from KGW investigative reporter Evan Watson, breaking down the new momentum for sweeping mental health reforms right now on our free TV app, KGW+. And we are following up on the local impact of President Trump's tariffs. Officials with the Port of Portland tell us it's struggling over back and forth decisions and market uncertainty. The port says it saw a 20% drop in containers coming in last month compared to May of last year. They hope the pause on Chinese tariffs would improve numbers this month. Local businesses importing goods are paying big time, though. We caught up with the owner of Bambooza Vietnamese restaurant, who imports rice from Vietnam through the port. She says the last shipment added an extra $1,200 in tariffs, and the supplier put her next shipment on hold.
It seems the information is changing on a daily basis or sometimes hourly basis, and it's hard. Very sad and frustrated, and trying to figure it out. What is the end game?
The Trump administration maintains that in the end, tariffs will benefit local businesses. The Port of Portland says its biggest imports are furniture, tires, glass, and toys. On Thursday, Providence Health announced it is laying off some 600 employees across 7 states, including in Oregon. 134 workers in Oregon, some of whom are union members, were notified this week that their positions are being eliminated as part of a larger restructuring effort. Their roles are primarily in non-clinical administrative positions, though Providence says that some patient care roles are also impacted. Providence, Oregon's CEO is now warning the changes could impact patients.
To care for Oregonians, and one that we do not take lightly, and we are working hard to minimize impact, but changes will need to occur in order for us to continue to deliver the high quality care.
Providence points to systemic issues, including state laws around staffing levels, underfunded Medicaid programs, and diminishing insurance contributions. In a statement Friday, the Oregon Nurses Association said in part, quote, "At a time of unprecedented attacks on our healthcare system from the federal government, especially for rural Oregonians, Providence should be working to help solve the problem, not inflaming it." A popular Oregon-based coffee chain is moving its headquarters to Phoenix. Dutch Bros was founded in Southern Oregon, Grants Pass to be specific. The decision to move comes just a year and a half after it hired a new CEO from Arizona. Last year, the company also announced it would spend millions to move a large portion of its staff to Phoenix. Dutch Bros said in a statement in part, quote, "Bringing more people together will allow us to better serve our customers and crews across the country. With these changes, the Phoenix office will become our official HQ." Now let's get a quick look at your weather.
On a Friday morning that's seeing cooler conditions, and for a lot of us in the valley, cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill with this KGW Plus weather forecast. I do want to begin with the #1 story in the newsroom, and that is the Rowena wildfire that has gone from reports of 2,500 acres burned to 3,500 acres burned, and actually in the discussion the number is 3,500 plus. And we will get our next update at some point today on acreage, any homes destroyed. The last report was 20 homes. That was unchanged, and those homes mainly with that initial burst of the fire Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. There are also, at the time I'm putting this recording down, no word that the fire has in fact pushed eastward closer to the Dalles. So I'm not sure if that's true or not, but if it is, that's certainly good news. So this is on this Friday morning, the Oregon Veterans Home camera out in the Dalles. The fire's back in this area here. And boy, the smoke is really laid down. Not really smoky at all from this vantage point in the city of the Dalles. So that's good news. Again, last check we had 3,500 plus acres burned. Now the wind, still breezy, but not windy by gorge standards of the last couple of days when winds were bouncing 35 to 40. Today they're going to be closer to 20 to 25, which is what we have this morning. Well, there's a 31 mile per hour wind gust that's just popped out at the airport that we think, generally speaking, the winds will stay under 30 today. Here are the gusts from yesterday. The Dalles 38, Rowena 31. Lyle, which sits across the river, gusted to 40 miles per hour. And fingers crossed, the winds will be a little bit even calmer tomorrow on Saturday. So all the tabular data we look at shows 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts on average through the afternoon through 7 p.m. And then the winds expected to be a little bit calmer yet tomorrow, as I mentioned. Futurecast, we had scattered showers, but no storms overnight into this morning out in parts of eastern Oregon and running up into the Blues. Now this will show those showers this afternoon at 4 o'clock redeveloping. The solid push of marine clouds this afternoon will start to break up. More lingering cloud cover north of the Columbia River, more developing sun to the south. Wind flow is from the west-northwest, and it's a relatively cool batch of air, certainly for June. So this is 5 o'clock this afternoon. You're looking at generally about 70, 77 in Pendleton from central and eastern areas of our state. And then a lot of us staying shy of 70 up and down the valley, especially from Portland northward. And then with partly cloudy skies this afternoon, 50s to about 60 degrees along the coast. All right, here's the 7-day forecast. 69 today. Now, Father's Day looks mostly sunny both days, a little bit warmer, but nothing crazy here. 75 tomorrow, still really nice and considered pretty much exactly normal, by the way, for this time of the year. And for that matter, a sunny 81-degree day would be pretty close to normal as well. I don't think we get any warmer. We stay around 80 on Monday. And then we start cooling back down, and we still have that first threat, some scattered showers late Tuesday into Tuesday night. Now, right now, none of this, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, looks to be any widespread rain or much in the way of totals, but there is a trailing system that moves in on that following Friday and Saturday, a week from today, that shows potential for some widespread soaking rainfall, which we could really use, obviously. We'll keep you updated. For now, wishing you a nice Friday and a good Father's Day weekend. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill with this KGW 8+ weather forecast.
And that is a wrap on your weekly recap. Again, I'm Christine Pitawanich. A reminder, you can catch up on the latest headlines anytime on KGW.com, your KGW app, or our YouTube channel.